guys, welcome to my channel. It's Cozy Crochet Monster, and today this will be my third installment in my Learn How to Crochet series. So today I'm going to be teaching you the double crochet stitch. So for this video you're going to need a crochet hook, some yarn, scissors, and needle. Okay, so first you're going to get your yarn and make a slip knot. Ooh, that was a very long tail, but that's okay. So I'm going to chain just 10, but you guys can do as many as you want, as few as you want. Just practice the stitch. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Okay, so I have 10 chains. So usually I would tell you to chain 1 as a turning chain, but this is the double crochet stitch, and if you haven't seen it before, it is a very tall stitch. So for our turning chain, we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. This is where it gets a little tricky, okay? So I'm just keeping my finger on the chain that I know is my actual stitch and not my turning chain. But you can count. It should be the 1, 2, 3, 4th chain from your hook, okay? So like the half double crochet, instead of just inserting our hook, we're going to yarn over first. So they're very similar. So yarn over, insert your hook into that 4th stitch, okay? Now, instead of yarning over and pulling through all 3, well, first you would yarn over, pull through the 1, okay? We're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2, okay? So I'll show that to you again. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through the first one, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2, okay? So as you can see, this stitch is much taller than either the single crochet or the half double crochet. So let's keep going. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then yarn over, pull through the second 2. Okay, so I have 3 half double crochets. So just a quick little note, and I'll talk about it once we finish this row, but this turning chain, the 3, it will look confusing and will be confusing, and you might mistake it for a stitch, but you gotta be careful, okay? So we'll talk about that when we get back, but first let's just finish our row. Okay, so I'm down to my last stitch. So what I like about the double crochet is that it's very tall and you can definitely tell the rows and you can count them very easily. So then you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. And that is your first row of double crochet. There you go, okay? So now, as I mentioned before, we have a turning chain of 3. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to turn our work and continue like normal, okay? So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then yarn over, pull through the last 2, okay? We're going to just keep doing that all the way across the row. Okay, so I'm down to my last stitch. So if you can look closely, you can see my double crochet, and right above it I have my little stitch, my V, okay? But we also have this turning chain, okay? So if I were to just kind of insert, just crochet Here, I'll actually just show you. So if I just crochet into that stitch, that's fine, but what happens is you always will have this little chain 3 bump out every other row. So it'll be over here on this side, and 2 rows from there it'll be up here, okay? So you can do that, but it doesn't look very good. It kind of makes it look a little wonky. So what I like to do, to keep my stitch count 10, I like to crochet in the space between the chain and the stitch. So kind of like going into that stitch, but kind of not. So I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook into that space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2, yarn over, pull to the last 2. Okay, so what that does is it kind of evens it out, so it's not so it's not such a big gap between the 2. Okay, so then you can just continue like that, chaining 3 at the beginning of each row, turning your work, working into each stitch. Make sure you have, you know, consistent number of stitches in each row. So you don't want to be increasing or decreasing. We'll get to that eventually, I promise. Okay? So just keep working at it. If you mess up, you can just easily pull it out. Try again. It's all about practice. Just finished my row, and I have one last stitch, so instead of going into that stitch, I'm going to go into that space. Okay, just like that. So you can kind of see it evens it out a bit. There's still a little bit of bumping out, but that's okay because you can always put a border around it to make it look nicer. But we can see that we have 3 distinct rows. So double crochet is nice and tall, so you can tell when's the front, it's more flat, and the back kind of bumps out a little bit. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.